What page we leave off on? What page? What page are we on?
640. I have 640.
Okay. Yeah, he had said, Chovos HaLevavos, page 640. He had said that you have a Baal Tshuva and your person has always been a tzaddik. In certain areas, the person who's always been a tzaddik is greater than the Baal Tshuva. In a certain context, the Baal Tshuva is greater than the tzaddik. In other contexts, they're equal. We're speaking about the Baal Tshuva has achieved the equivalent of what the tzaddik is. The tzaddik was the equivalent of who he is today. A person, his sin was because he had fallen short of his obligation. He did not fulfill a mitzvah, a positive commandment, which doesn't carry the liability of koris. Okay? A person goes and takes the initiative, and he does proper tshuva. In his heart, he verbalizes it, and he commits himself not to repeat it. He will now not again repeat, falling short of his obligation. Right? Hashem will forgive him. He's the equivalent of the tzaddik who never ever failed in these areas. Mitzvah saseh is very important. Mitzvah saseh shein bo koris. Uchemozeh nemar hashov min achet kimi lochoto. One second. Just give me an introduction. Rambam says, based on the Gemara in Yuma, mitzvah saseh, it's Gemara Zvachim too. A person does tshuva on mitzvah saseh, didn't say kriya shema, didn't eat matzah, didn't put on tefillin. It says eino zoz mishamat shemocholo. Tshuva in its own right fully rehabilitates the person. The person is fully instated. He on the spot, as long as it's proper tshuva. So he says if the Baal Tshuva does tshuva in this area regarding those sins, he is the equivalent of the person who never sinned in those areas. Okay? We say that the person who does proper tshuva regarding the sin is the equivalent of the person who never sinned. Person transgressed the naseh, which doesn't carry liability of koris. The right to two mitzvahs carry koris, Korban Pesach and Mila. Okay? No, he does not move from his, it's just an expression, from his location until he's fully forgiven. Shenemar, shuvu elai v'shuv aleichem. You return to me, I will return to you. So you see, so shuv elai means just tshuva alone. Person doesn't have to do anything else, doesn't have to wait for Yom Kippur, doesn't have to have any degree of suffering, doesn't have to die, immediate. Ha'chelek hasheni. In this area, the Baal Tshuva is more advanced than the tzaddik. He transgressed the area of a lo saseh. He ate not kosher, violated dietary laws. Did not observe Yom Tov. Shabbos he kept, Yom Tov he didn't keep. And he did tshuva shleima, did a complete tshuva, b'chol tenoy, met all the preconditions of tshuva, v'shav avono lumoso v'nochach ponov, v'sum. And he's cognizant of that sin before his eyes, never to go back there. U'mavakish tomen ha'mechila olov, and he's continuously asking to be forgiven for that transgression. V'nichlam biboshto abore, and he always has a sense of shame that he had violated that in the past. Nichlas belibo mora ben naocho. It's not so simple. And as a result of this, he has a continuous fear of punishment because he always feels maybe he didn't do a sufficient tshuva. He's always worried maybe what he had done he didn't fully atone. V'nishbra nafsho, and he feels broken because he had done that. V'nichna v'shofel fnei elokim tomid. You understand what tshuva is? And he feels he submits. And he feels lowly continuously before God because of what he had done in the past. He's ashamed. It's like he feels he had done something which is unforgivable. That's the way he's internalizing this reality. Also, so what's the cause of all his submission and all the sense of guilt and feeling of shame? It's the sin. V'shtadlus lefroch chovos habore, and he's attempting to pay the debt to his maker. Lo yizgoy b'mu'uma ma'aseh atov, and because of this, he can't even feel proud when he does the right thing, because this other thing is weighing so heavily on him. V'lo yir b'beinov, and he doesn't increase in his own eyes in value. V'lo yispar bo, and he doesn't in any way glorify himself when he does anything good. V'yishomed b'sheres yomav min ha-mershon, for the rest of his life, he's careful not again to fail in this area. This person is greater than the tzaddik who never violated dietary laws. So this, you need Yom Kippur, yeah. But this is even when he passed Yom Kippur. This is his whole life he feels this way. And he has a sense of guilt and shame and this, and it's unbelievable.
Well, it's even stronger.
It's more than that. He surpasses even the regular tzaddik who never failed. And what's the cause of the sin, of all this sense? The original sin.
Which is a chet katan.
Chet katan, relative to something more serious. Okay? No. Because of what it created, what it caused. No. His state of mind now is because of that. It created a sense of Yerushalayim, of cognizance, of fear and culpability to God and his responsibility as a Jew. No. He's atoned. When he passed Yom Kippur, he's fully forgiven. He's forgiven. Once Yom Kippur comes, he's forgiven. But he continuously worries for the rest of his life. So that state, which that original sin caused him to be in, that causes him to be more than the ordinary tzaddik.
So the tshuva and the atonement are really two separate things.
No, he's atoned.
You're atoned.
No, but you need tshuva to be atoned. He did tshuva. At first, you only atone to the degree of tshuva that you do. Let's say a person didn't do a full tshuva. So, but it's something. It's at a very elementary level. So, it only shave off that degree. But when a person goes to the dermatologist and he has to remove something, he has to get to the root of it. He doesn't cut out the root; it's coming back. It's going to fester again. Same thing with this. To be continued.
When a person gets to the point where it's not a tiger anymore. Let's say he was eating non-kosher, now he's totally past it.
Still. So, but you hear what he has to do. He outlined what the person, because he did the wrong at one time, he feels the shame and his guilt for the rest of his life.
But is that really what we should do? I mean, why would you do that if you conquered it, if you've done it?
Because you still did something against the will of Hashem. Let me ask a question. You love your wife, and you said something was so hurtful to her that you can't even forget. And she forgave you, and you know she forgave you 1,000,000 times over.
Right.
You can't forgive yourself for speaking irresponsibly to her for the rest of your life. Why? But she forgave you 1,000,000 times over, and you asked her many times, and you know she forgave you. You don't even question. So what do you feel it's unforgivable what I did? Because what you did was to the person who you love. How do you speak this way? So if we're speaking, you recognize who God is. He forgave you, but still, I feel ashamed because of what I did, which I shouldn't have done. Initially, I shouldn't have done it. It's two separate issues.